The RPG genre has come a long way, redefining how stories are told, how they're presented, and how our choices in virtual worlds matter. Fully voice acted, rich in cutscenes and dialogue, with fancy graphics visualizing every battle, they sometimes forget what at core defines them. And it's one thing: mechanics. Without good RPG mechanics, every cookie, even the pretty one, will crumble. And that's exactly what SanctuaryRPG is drawing its core from the most classic of RPGs like Rogue, NetHack and Angband. It focuses primarily on the mechanics of the game while providing minimal graphics and UI. Still, it's more of a modern take on the old roguelike genre, using cutscenes, story, adding a proper battle interface and mechanics being inspired not solely on the past, but also what came afterwards. The story goes like this. A woman called Matron has found a magical blade of an unimaginable power and tries to destroy humanity. Cliché. A wizard called Cyrus has managed to capture her in a magical crystal, but he did a terrible job, and she broke free. The wizard has been eaten by letters and numbers, and now it's up to you to save the world. You. But who are you? Well, you can be one of 6 classes: Barbarian, Paladin, Assassin, Wizard, Druid or a Ranger. Each character has its own set of perks. You then choose your gender, and then comes the hard choice of game mode, as there are 3. Classical, which like any good roguelike is permadeath. Casual, which has a decreased item drop rate and a bit of experience setbacks instead of death. Or Survival, which will test your endurance against an endless sea of enemies. The proper way is the classical way, the other is for weaklings. You then choose a geographical region and one of the 9 races available, each having their own set of perks and skills. SanctuaryRPG has a 1 vs 1 turn-based combat that's a little more than swinging weapons at each other while taking turns. You can link together attacks to create various combos, use skills or perform ultimate attacks once they're ready. You need to keep an eye on what the enemy is up to. Is he guarding? Reposition to break his guard. Is he charging an attack? Or has he ensnared you with a deadly hug and you need to break free? Every enemy in the game is different, so you must find out its weaknesses. They also have their own special meters of special attacks and abilities that are unavailable to the player. There's just so much to look out during battle. Many roguelikes had a beautiful sound design that was called none. They were completely silent or used the PC speaker to communicate in arty-duty fashion. SanctuaryRPG has simple sound effects and music, all in a chiptune-like style which sounds a bit like a mixture of old MS-DOS games music with some of NES samples thrown in the mix. It is rather good. Graphically, well, it's called Ascii Art. There's no textures or polygons or anything at all. UI and cutscenes are made from letters, numbers and symbols. Oh, and I use the word cutscenes on purpose since this game has them. Sometimes even animated a bit. I'm impressed. Are you? This is a game I'll keep starting over and over since death on classical mode is inevitable and I'm really bad at RPGs. But I'm having a lot of fun with this game. It's a solid roguelike with complex battle system and an interesting twist on a retro art style. But I'm gonna die, and die, and die, and die.